Good afternoon. I hope that you are staying nice and dry in this dreary weather. Hopefully the sun comes out soon. I have a lot of updates. I even wrote myself a note with everything I had to talk to you about. So please bear with me. There will be no more reading bags. I do not need to see their reading bags again. I took everything out of it that I needed, so the rest of it is yours to keep. You paid for that with textbook rental fees, so it is yours to take home. The sight word cards I left in there, but I took all the books out. I did give them either a couple books about the ocean, which we'll be doing next week, or a couple books about the zoo. They were different levels. And so those are in your child's reading bag. Feel free to read them if you'd like. They may color them. It's up to you. But that reading bag is yours to keep. I highly encourage you to keep doing those sight words because let me tell you, the work you're doing at home is paying off. I checked kids on how many sight words they know today, and they look phenomenal. So we've got some really good readers in here, a lot of good skills. So please keep up whatever you are doing at home. So that's the first thing. We also have a ton of testing next week. And May gets crazy for a lot of reasons, but it kicks off with testing and then we get to do all the fun stuff. So your child will need to come with a fully charged Chromebook every day next week. It makes it really hard to complete the testing that we're doing without a charged Chromebook since it's all on the computer. Excuse me. We will be taking the iReady reading and math test next week for the end of the year. We've done those at the beginning. We do them in the middle of the year, and then we look at the end of the year to see how much they've grown and where they're at. And it'll give you some things that maybe to work on over the summer just to keep them learning. So those are long tests. They are all on the computer, and having that fully charged Chromebook will make that process much easier on your child. We are also checking their reading levels next week, or beginning to in some classes. I'm usually the last class they get to in kindergarten, so they may not get to me next week. I'm hoping they do, but they may not. Please make sure your kid's getting a lot of sleep at night. Just good habits to help them come to school ready to work and do the best possible, as best as they possibly can on this test and on these tests, because there's nothing worse than them having a bad day and not showing what they know. And you go, oh, I just know they can do better than that. Okay. So please help me to make your child show a true picture of where they are. After the testing though, we get into field trips, and we have what feels like a lot of them in May. We have I think we have 3 of them in May. Thank you to all of you for those of you that sent in those blue and green papers, which are the permission slips and the lunch forms. For the zoo and for the public library field trip. If you have not done that, I have to have that form in by Tuesday. And so if I don't hear from you, I will automatically have to sign your kid up for lunch just to make sure that they have something to eat. So please get that in. It said today, but if you have not sent that in, please send it in by Monday. Lunches, we talked about that. You have until May 10th to turn in the money for the zoo field trip. I know it's pricey. The price has gone up from the previous years that we have gone, and it seems like a lot. We tried really hard not to charge for any other field trip because of that, but it is $12 for your child, and if I have contacted you and talked to you about being a chaperone, it's also $12 for you. Thank you to those of you who have already sent that in and it's out of the way, off your plate. But if you have not, please try to get that in sooner rather than later, just because it gives us time to make sure all of our numbers on our end are straight and that we don't get to the zoo and they go, you can't come in, you're short $12. If you, like I said in the last newsletter, if you need some help with that, I know times are tough, things are expensive, let me know. And, I don't need to know the reasons. I don't need to know anything like that. Just say, hey, $12, can't do it. And I will take care of it from there. So please let me know if you do need some help. We are going to get to experience a new field trip this year to MPS Eggs. They have built a new facility that kind of walks through what they do. And one of our aides, Mrs. Boyd here, her husband kind of runs that. And so they have set up a field trip for us on May 12th. That's just going to be a quick 30-minute. We're all just going to have a quick little time, so I'm not taking any parents on that, and because it's so last minute. But your kids are going to be excited about that since we learned about chickens, so they'll get to see, where they keep the chickens, how they feed the chickens, and all sorts of those kinds of things. So that's exciting. The The North Manchester Public Library field trip is on the 24th. We will walk there unless it rains. And please know, I've had some parents in the past who have been a little bit nervous about that because it's on 114, but please know that we take their safety very, very seriously. And if you do have concerns, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to talk with you about that. Field days on, so we go to the zoo on the 16th, and the field day is on the 18th, so it's a Tuesday-Thursday combo. Some of you, well, most of you, got volunteer forms. So if you would like to volunteer, please fill out that form. If you did not get a form, then please contact Mrs. Airgood. She is our PE teacher, and she sets everything up. She does a fabulous job. There are lots of different roles, and we need a ton of help to pull it off. So if you want to volunteer, please, if you don't know Mrs. Airgood's email, reach out to me, and I'm happy to give it to you and connect you with her, because it takes a lot of volunteers, but it is a great fun day. Next week, we're learning about the ocean. We've got lots of fun things to do and learn about for the ocean. On Friday, we are doing some rotations about Cinco de Mayo. Mrs. Meredith sent out a sign up for things. If you did sign up for something, please send that in Monday or Tuesday, just so that, again, we are prepared and ready to go and get anything that did not come in. So thank you to those of you who did sign up to help. We can't do this without you, but it's going to be a really fun day. I've also had some parents reach out to me last thing about the end of the year. The end of the year goes quickly and it gets crazy, but we do have a lot of fun, and I do some special things for kids at the end of the year. If your child is going to be gone before that very last day, I know a couple of you have reached out to me, please let me know. I want to make sure they have all their stuff. I want to make sure their friends have time to say goodbye to them for the summer, because it is a big deal in kindergarten, and that they get all the special things before they leave. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you at any time, and I hope that you have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.